This is a live recording from a Zoom class taken by Rashi. Relax, get ready, and enjoy.
So just thought I'd touch on the subject of just feeling a bit lost. So with everything that's happening especially, but also at other times in our life, it's not necessarily with what's happening right now in the world. There are often times where you feel just a little bit lost, for want of a better word, and maybe your work situation's changed. I know some of you are working from home or going online or navigating kind of uncharted territory. So as we come in a comfortable seated posture, shut the eyes down or take that gaze in front of you and perhaps just be curious about whether over the last few weeks you might have felt that little bit lost, that little bit uncertain, not sure which direction you perhaps may be going. And as you focus on the inhale and the exhale, perhaps even just notice with that sensation of maybe feeling that little bit lost, whereabouts in the body do you feel it? I know for me it's usually the sensation in my gut, almost like little butterflies. For others it might be in their mind, in their head. Some people feel it in their heart centre. So if you haven't felt that recently, maybe there has been a time when you felt almost like you've lost your identity, that you're losing things around you. And then notice where you feel it in your body. Just allow the breath to enter. Allow the breath to leave. Perhaps even noticing your quality of mind right now. Maybe you've had stuff just happen during today. Just welcome yourself on your mat. Let's start by just focusing just simply on your breath, not even trying to lengthen it or shorten it. Just simply just noticing. Let yourself just sit up a little bit taller with a softness in the shoulders. Notice if the rib cage is popping out, and almost just soften everything down. Let the breath just enter and let the breath just leave. Few more breaths here. And sometimes when we feel lost, it might just be that your heart and your mind are perhaps not working in harmony. Your heart's telling you one thing, but your mind's convincing you of something else. When they start to work together, that's when peace occurs. Take a deep inhale in through the nose together, a big letting go sigh out the mouth. Let's take a quick check-in of the body. So perhaps shrug the right shoulder up to the ears and make a rotation. Do a couple more with that right shoulder, just focusing on one shoulder to start with. Once you've done the couple, perhaps take it over to the left shoulder. Just noticing any tender spots. And then as we practice today, just treating the body accordingly. And once you've done that, maybe do two shoulders at once. So bringing them up to the ears on the inhale. And then just dropping them down on the exhale. Do a couple just like that. Keep the sit bones grounded, the breath flowing in. Take a gentle tip of the head to one side, bringing it back to neutral, and then the other side. And maybe one more on each side. Again, noticing any tension in the neck and the shoulders. Just a gentle class tonight, so keep everything gentle. And then bringing the head back to neutral. Open the eyes if they're shut. Place the left finger mounds on the mat or the left palm, whatever feels comfortable for you. The right arm reaches up and lean the body over to the left. It's like bending that left elbow, taking a stretch. You feel a little pull in the side. As you exhale, the right hand or the right fingertips come down. The left arm reaches up and the body leans over to the right. Just a gentle stretch for your side. One more on each side. Exhaling, the hand comes down. Inhaling to reach up. Exhaling to come down. Inhaling to reach up. Exhale, put both hands down on the mat. Inhale, the arms reach up. Add a gentle back bend here. As you exhale, place the hands and arms in front of you, palms facing down, just to shoulder height. Try and soften through the shoulders. The right arm is crossing over the left, and then we're bringing them up for eagle arms. So either like this, if that's too intense, just opposite palms to opposite shoulders, or you can do sailor arms. This is quite a deep stretch of the shoulders if you're taking this stretch. So place the sit bones firmly on the mat. On the inhale, the arms reach up, whichever posture you take, and you can take a back bend. As you exhale, like you're scooping the belly in, bringing the palms down towards the mat, really rounding the back. Inhale, you're reaching all the way up again. Take a big breath in. Exhale to come down. If the shoulders are tense, you'll probably feel this a little bit deeper. One more, use your breath. Inhale, taking a back bend as you reach up and over. As you exhale, the fingertips come towards the mat. This time on the breath in, reach the arms up, release out of the twist from the arms. Take a breath in, take a back bend. As you exhale, place the left hand on the right knee, the right hand behind, lengthening through the crown of the head and then twisting over the right shoulder. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to twist. Everything comes back round to center. The arms reach up. Add a little back bend at the top. As you exhale, the arms reach out in front. Soften through the shoulders. Other side. This time the left arm crosses over the right. You can come to eagle arms or just place opposite palms on opposite shoulders. Inhale, ground with the sit bones but lift up through the spine as you reach up and over. And as you exhale, engaging the core, dropping the gaze, fingertips can touch the mat. Inhale to reach up and over. Exhale to come down. One more. Breathing in. Keep the facial features soft. Inhaling. Exhale to come down. And then this time on the breath in, the arms reach up. Release out of the cross. Take a back bend first. And then right palm on left knee, left hand behind. Taking a breath in to lengthen. And as you breathe out, this time turn and gaze over the left shoulder. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. As you exhale, taking the twist. Bring everything back round to center. Keep the right foot where it is. It doesn't have to be cross like mine. If it's easier for you to lengthen it down, then lengthen it down. Bring the left knee up. We're interlacing the fingers and cradling the sole of the foot. Widen through the collarbones. On the breath in, you're pushing the knee in towards you first, but keeping length in the spine. On the breath out, start to straighten it to your degree. Doesn't have to be straight. Have a micro bend in it. Yeah, good everyone. You can either stay here Or take a breath in, lengthen through the crown of the head, flare the elbows out and drop nose to knee. The stretch will deepen. Try and keep an upright posture in the spine so you're not crunching it in. Here, good. With each inhale, lengthen. With each exhale to come down. One more breath. And then gently guiding that left knee back down, the foot comes back down. Wrap the right arm around that knee. The left arm comes around the back. Take another twist. So inhaling to lengthen. Exhale, turn and gaze over the left shoulder. Engage the core to keep you upright. Breathing in to lengthen and breathing out to twist. Everything comes back round to center. Uncross the legs if they're crossed. Place the feet hip width distance. Bring the arms behind you. Come silent so you can see. Either take a back bend just with the hips grounded. If you're wanting a more active practice, press into the mat, lift the hips up, engage the glutes. If the neck's okay, drop the head backwards, otherwise tuck the chin in and gaze forward. Engage the glutes to keep the hips up. We're holding it for 3, 2, 1. The hips drop back down gently. Let the sit bones land. And this time, the left foot comes in a half cross-legged and the right knee comes up with the foot on the ground. If it's more comfortable for you to keep that leg extended, then go ahead. Interlace the fingers on the sole of the foot. Keep upright in your posture as you push the right knee towards the body. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, starting to straighten to your degree. Notice any difference. Notice any tightness in the legs here. As the palms push against the sole of the foot, let the sole of the foot push back. On the inhale, lengthening. And on the exhale, flaring the elbows out, bringing nose to knee if you want that extra stretch. Sometimes it's not until we are completely lost do we actually begin to find who we really are. Know that your present situation isn't your final destination. One more breath here. And then gently guiding that right knee back down. The foot comes down. This time the left arm wraps around the knee, the right hand comes behind you. Take a breath in to lengthen. And as you breathe out, turn and twist over the right shoulder. Inhale to lengthen. Exhaling to twist. Everything comes back round to center when you're ready. This time extending the feet in front of you, the two big toes together. Similar stretch, the arms come behind you. You either remain seated, taking a back bend, or press into the palms, lift the hips up. Gaze can be neutral, or you can drop your head back. You decide, or just keep everything grounded. We're holding it for 3, 2, 1. The hips gently drop back down. Tuck the feet to the side and make your way onto all fours mindfully, and then come straight into child's pose. So coming onto all fours, splitting the knees to mat distance, toes together, and then just dropping down onto your mat. Make sure your head's resting on something, whether that be a block or your mat, or making a little cushion with your feet. Take a moment here to check in with how you're feeling. Notice the breath. See if you can perhaps lengthen it here. Inhaling and exhaling. Sometimes when we feel lost or it appears that we lose our way, we often realize what our why is. Take one more breath here. Bring the left arm in the center of the mat. The right palm comes on top. Let's have that nice stretch of the spine. So push the hips towards the back of the mat as you pull the arms towards the front of the mat. Soften the back of the neck. Really get that nice extension in the spine. You're inhaling and exhaling. One more breath here. And then gently splitting the hands to shoulder width distance. Lift the hips up and make your way onto all fours. Adjusting, making any adjustments that you need to. Once you're there, 3 cat-cow pose in your own breath. Dropping the chest down, pushing the waist back and gazing up. As you exhale, rounding and arching the back. Let's do 2 more in your own breath, just taking your time. Yeah, good. Inhaling and exhaling. Do your last one. And then just coming back to that neutral spine. When you're ready, engage the core a little as you bring the right leg behind you. Take a big breath in. We're pushing out through the sole of that right foot. Try and keep equal weight in the palm. And then drop the right foot behind the left foot. If you need to make that base bigger, just bring the left foot out to the side. Pressing into the left hand, breathe the right arm up. Gaze can be at the top thumb, or just keep the gaze down at the mat. Push the mat away with the left palm as you reach up with that top arm. Those of you that want to take it further, lift the back leg up. Engage the core and push out through the sole of the foot as you're taking that extra stretch. You're breathing in, beautiful, and you're breathing out. I'm offering an add-on here, so if you want to take it further, bend that top knee, reach with the top arm and catch the foot, pulling it towards you. Otherwise, stay either with the foot down or extended behind you. Notice your breath. You're holding it for 3, 2, 1. Release the foot if you have it. The right arm comes back up. As you exhale, drop the right hand down. Pivot the foot so the right leg is now behind you. Get yourself steady by engaging the core. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, cross the foot over to the left. Land it on its toes, so don't flatten it off. And then slide it all the way to the left. Some of you may want to drop down onto your forearm. So this is a nice stretch for that left glute. The more you push out through that right sole of the foot, the more you feel it in the glute. Soften the gaze onto the mat so the neck's not straining in any way. Let the breath enter and let the breath leave. Sometimes at those times when we feel lost, we may feel like we want to disappear and run away. But perhaps all we really want to do is simply just to be found. Take one more breath here. We're engaging the core, coming back onto your palms if you're on your forearms. Inhale the right leg behind you. Take a big breath in. As you breathe out, the left arm comes for balance. Engage the core a little bit more to keep you steady. We're holding it here for 3, 2, 1. Everything drops down onto the mat. Keep the left hand grounded. Just breathe the right arm up. Take a big breath in. As you breathe out, make some wrist twirls as you come down all the way until they land back onto your mat. Once they've landed, take one cat-cow pose here. Inhaling, the waist goes back as the gaze goes up. As you exhale, rounding and arching. Back to a neutral spine. This time the left leg extends behind you just at hip height. Push out through the sole of that left foot, soften through the shoulders. One more breath here. As you exhale, drop the foot behind the right foot. Make the base bigger if you need to by bringing that right foot out to the right. Pressing into the right hand, this time the left arm reaches up. Gaze can be at the top thumb, good everyone. Or keep the gaze down at the mat. This time you're pushing the mat away with the right palm. So you're either staying here or lifting that top leg up, engaging the core a little bit more, engaging the glute muscle. If you want to take it a step further, bending the top knee, reaching with the top arm and pulling the leg towards you. Good depth. Just add-ons. You do what you feel your body needs. Holding it for 3, 2, 1. Releasing the foot if you have it. The left arm reaches up, comes back down onto your mat. Pivot that knee so the left leg is extending behind you. First take a breath to steady yourself, and then as you exhale, this time the foot crosses over to the right, land on its toes, and just sliding it all the way back, coming down onto your forearms if you want. And then taking the stretch to your degree. So if you want more of a stretch of that right glute, you push a little bit harder through the ball of that left foot. Soften the gaze down onto the mat. Notice the thoughts running through your mind. Do you need them or can you let them go? You're inhaling and you're exhaling. One more breath here. If you're on your forearms, come back onto your palms, engage the core, extend the left leg behind you again. Get steady first, and then if you want the balance, the right arm comes in front. Push out through the sole of that left foot, reach forward with the fingertips for 3, 2, 1. Everything drops down onto the mat. This time the right hand stays on the mat, the left arm reaches all the way up. Take a glance up, and as you exhale, making those circles as you come back down onto your mat. This time drop into puppy pose, so walk the fingernails to the edges of the mat, push the chest down, and let the hips come up towards the ceiling. Get that nice extension of the spine. You can keep the eye gaze down at the mat. If you're wanting that extra stretch of the upper back, turn the eye gaze to the top of the mat. Most important thing is your breath. Inhaling and exhaling. One more breath here. Walking the hands back, either remaining on all fours or digging the toes in, coming up for downward facing dog. Feel free to stay on all fours if you need to. Pedaling out the legs, bending alternate knees, dropping the opposite heel. Bending the knees, pushing the hips towards the ceiling, widening the collarbone. Soft jaw, soft neck. One more breath here. Inhale, the heels come up. Exhale, tippy toe up towards your mat. Let the body just hang in ragdoll. Keep the knees perhaps a subtle bend, just to take any pressure off the lower back. Shake the head yes and no. Just iron out any tension that you're holding. Notice the next breath enter. And notice the next breath leave. And perhaps when you feel lost, maybe this is where you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Press into the mat with the feet. Let's breathe the arms all the way up to standing, taking a big breath in. As you breathe out, hands to your heart space, let the breath go. Inhale, the arms can either shoot up or take a back bend by reaching up and over. And as you exhale, swan dive to your mat, emptying the breath. A halfway lift, a nice flat back. As you exhale, forward fold, empty the breath. One more round. Inhale, reach the arms up, all the way up to standing. Keep your mind focused. As you exhale to your heart space, let the breath. Inhale, deepen the back bend, reaching up and over, feeling the stretch in the front of the body. As you exhale, take a swan dive to your mat, emptying the breath. A halfway lift, a nice flat back, and a forward fold as you empty the breath. Take a full inhale here. Complete the exhale fully. Press into the mat with the feet, bend the knees. Let's come up to seated chair. The shoulders are feeling particularly tense. Keep goalpost arms like I'm doing. If you're wanting a little prayer at your heart space, keep the elbows nice and wide and come down a little bit more. Keep the breath flowing, inhaling, exhaling. Beautiful, everyone. One more breath. Inhale, start to straighten the legs. Reach up with the arms. As you exhale, float to one side. It doesn't matter which. Feel the stretch in the side. Keep the feet grounded. Inhale to reach up again. Exhale over to the other side. One more on each side. Breathing in to reach up. Breathing out to take the stretch. Inhaling to come up. Exhaling to the other side. Inhale, reach the arms up, focus your gaze. Release the right knee up. A little balance, so breath in, let the breath go. Inhale, the knee comes up a little higher. As you exhale, shift the leg back into warrior one. Keep the palms together above the crown of the head. Adjust the feet if you need to. Soften through the shoulders. On the breath in, straighten the front leg. Take a back bend as the arms reach up and over. And on the breath out, split the arms into warrior two. Left arm in front, right arm behind. Soften through the shoulders. Flip the front palm. Inhale, reverse the stretch, reaching up and over. Good. Exhale, back to warrior two, soft shoulder. Two more. Breathing in to reach up and over. And breathing out, warrior two. Last one, inhale, reaching back. And then exhale, the arms extend. Turn the left foot to your side on your mat. Press into the mat with the feet. On the breath in, the arms reach up. On the breath out, come into your little goddess squat. So hands to your heart space, tailbone heavy, knees pushing out to the side. But keep that length in the spine. Beautiful. Inhale, bounce down and then reach up. Inhaling up. Little bounce of the knees, yeah, good. Exhale to come back down again. Opening up the hips a little bounce in the knees and we reach up again. One more. Exhale to come back down. Tailbones heavy, perhaps coming down a little bit more. Soften through the jaw, lengthen the spine, hold it for 3. Good. 2, 1. Inhale to rise. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, turn the left foot back to the front of the mat. Open back up to warrior two. The back hand comes forward. You're reaching up. Take a big breath in. As you breathe out, come down and frame that left foot. Pivot on the ball of the back foot. Drop the back knee down. Press into the right hand. Inhale the left arm up. Take a gentle twist as you reach up. Pushing the mat away with that right palm as you lift up with the left. One more breath. As you exhale, the left hand comes onto that left knee or thigh. Give it a gentle push away. You may want to come onto the side of the foot if you want to go a bit deeper. Otherwise, you can keep the foot flat and just make some rotations with the knee. Yeah, good. See what your body needs and then you just move accordingly. Keep the gaze low so the eyes aren't darting around and you're not distracted. Know that even though you may feel lost and alone, the divine, the universe, spirit, whatever you want to call it, knows exactly where you are. And know that there is a plan for your life. Notice how this hip feels as you gently just coaxing it open. One more breath here. We're inhaling, the left arm comes back up. As you exhale, drop it back down onto your mat. So we're setting up the pigeon, scooting the foot to the right, dropping the knee, lengthening that back leg down. If this version of pigeon doesn't suit you, come onto your back and place the left ankle over the right knee. I'll demonstrate in a moment. Those of you taking forward folding version of pigeon, first take a breath in, so lengthen through the crown of the head. Let's get into that glute. As you exhale, drop down and gaze over the right shoulder. Take a little peek over the right shoulder. Feel a pull in that left glute. Inhale, use your core to come all the way back up. As you exhale, dropping down again, this time gazing over the left shoulder. Inhale to come back up. This time add a little back bend here. Push the waist back as the gaze goes up. And as you exhale, we're coming all the way down. So again, the head's on a mat or a block, or you're making a little cushion. Don't let your head just dangle, even if you have to place your hands on your forehead like this. Make sure it's resting on something. And those of you where forward folding version of pigeon isn't suitable, come onto your back, left ankle over right knee. And then you can hug the right thigh towards you, making sure you're pushing out through both soles. And then whichever pose that you've taken, just allow stillness to occur. Allow the breath to enter and allow the breath to leave. You're inhaling and you're exhaling. Not to let the mind drift off. And perhaps when we feel lost, maybe almost with curiosity, to pull out a map and simply observe our life. And as we observe, perhaps we need to remind ourselves that life is simply one giant adventure. So much to do and so much to see, but it's okay to feel a little lost at certain points in our life. Try and keep the shoulders nice and wide so there's no tension in the neck. Holding it for a few more breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. Letting that hip just gently open up. Once you've completed your next exhale, start to walk your way up if you're in forward folding version of pigeon. Place the hands either side. Perhaps take a back bend here, pushing the waist back, gaze is up. And then bringing the spine back to neutral. Coming onto the ball of the back foot, lift the leg up, push out through the sole of that back foot. The left knee comes up to meet you. Take a big breath in. You can either drop onto all fours or extend the left leg all the way up behind you and come into downward facing dog. And if you're on your back, you can either meet us in all fours or downward facing dog. Let's take 5 breaths here. So if you're in downward facing dog, pushing the upper body back towards the thighs, noticing how one side of your body feels that big stretch. Beautiful, everyone. Widen through the collarbone. You're inhaling and you're exhaling, softening the back of the neck by turning the gaze up to the navel. Taking one more breath here. Bring the 2 big toes together. If you're in downward facing dog, if you're on all fours, you can take some cat-cow curls. If you're in downward facing dog, lift the heels up, come onto your tippy toes, bend the knees so they're about to touch the mat. Inhale, come back to downward facing dog with the 2 big toes together. As you exhale, swivel the heels towards the right. Feel that little twist in the waist. Inhale, come back through to center, lift the heels up. Exhale, bend the knees, almost like you're about to hit the mat. Inhale, push yourself back up again, beautiful. Exhale, swivel the heels to the left. Inhale, come back to center, lift the heels up, take a glance towards your hands. And then either jump or tippy toe up towards your palms, hanging in ragdoll once you're there. This time let's interlace opposite palms to opposite elbows. Drop the crown of the head towards the mat. Take a gentle rock from side to side. Let the breath just enter and let the breath just leave. Taking one more breath here. Release the hands down onto the mat. On the inhale, come into a halfway lift, so shoot the spine forward. On the exhale, forward fold as you empty the breath. On the inhale, bring the arms all the way up to standing. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, seated chair again. So dropping the hips down, the knees pointing forward. Either goalpost arms or bring the hands to your heart space. Make sure the knees are not pushing out to the sides, they're pushing forward. Thighs are parallel to the mat. Good. Holding it here for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, you start to rise up again. Take a big breath in. Focus your gaze on one spot in front of you. Release the left knee up. Take a big breath in, let the breath go. Another inhale, release the knee up a little higher. As you exhale, shift the foot back. Adjust that front leg so you're in a lunge. The back foot is nice and strong. On the inhale, the front leg straightens and you take that back bend, leaning back, bringing the fingertips over the head. Coming back through to neutral, take another breath in. As you breathe out, opening up to warrior two. Good. Soften through the shoulders. Flip the front palm, let's reverse. Inhaling to reach up and over. Exhaling. Back to warrior two. Keep that right knee in a lunge, that back leg is nice and firm. 2 more. Breathing in, reaching up and over. Breathing out, warrior two. 1 more. Inhaling to reach up and over. Exhale, warrior two. Turn the right foot so you're side on again. Inhale, the arms reach up. As you exhale, bring the hands to catch your hips. So they can just sit around that kidney area supporting you. Take a breath in, lengthen through the crown of the head. As you breathe out, take a lunge with that right knee as you keep the left leg straight. Feel the stretch down that inner left leg. Inhale to come back through to center. Exhale, lunging the other side. Inhale to center. 1 more on each side. On the exhale, you take the stretch, perhaps a bit deeper. Inhale to center. Exhale, the other side. Inhale, come back to center. Reach the arms up, take a big breath in. As you breathe out, hinge from the hips. Keep the back flat as you take a swan dive down to your mat. Let the hands reach the ground or the fingernails. Take a breath in, a halfway lift. As you breathe out, start to walk the hands forward until you reach that point of resistance. So it's like a wide-legged downward facing dog. Once you reach your point of resistance, push the upper body back as though you're pushing it towards the gap in between the legs. You'll feel a stretch of the arms and the spine. So really, yeah, good. Keep the collarbones wide and you're pushing the upper body back through the gap. Good, Jane. Good cat. Beautiful, everyone. Hold it here with Tracy for a breath in and a breath out. And then gently just start to walk the hands back. Walk the hands over to the right foot. The left hand either comes on top of the foot or wraps around the calf. And the right arm reaches up. So you're taking a little twist. The gaze, excuse me, the gaze can be at the top thumb or keep the gaze down at the mat. And you're in charge of how deep you want the twist. So if you want more of a twist at the waist and reach up. One more breath. The right hand comes back down. Take a walk through center first. Place the hands in the middle of the mat, a halfway lift, a nice flat back, and then folding forward as you empty the breath. This time walking over to the left foot. The right hand comes on top of the foot or around the calf, and the left arm reaches up as you twist and gaze over the left. Good. Keep grounded in your feet. Take the twist a little bit deep if that's what you need. One more breath. Inhale, reach up a little bit taller. As you exhale, bring the left hand down. Walk the hands back through center, over to the right foot. Pivot on the ball of the back foot as you turn the toes of the right foot towards the front of the mat. And then drop the back knee down and flatten off the back foot. Beautiful. Press into the left hand. Reach the right arm up first. Let's open up this side of the body. It's different to what we did the other side. One more breath. And then the left hand comes down and the right arm reaches up for a gentle twist. As you reach up with the right palm, push the mat away with the left. One more breath here. As you exhale, the right hand comes onto the right side, and we just give it a gentle push away. Just opening up this side of the body. As you push the knee away from you, you can lean the body in the opposite direction, and you come onto the side of that right foot. Try and keep softness in the shoulders, the facial features. Notice how this side feels. You're inhaling and you're exhaling. One more breath. Inhale, the right hand comes up, releases from the knee. As you exhale, bring it down to frame the foot, and let's set up the pigeon on the other side. So if you're taking supine pigeon, opposite ankle over opposite knee. Forward folding version of pigeon, drop the knee down, lengthen the back leg. Before we come down completely, use your hands to support you, so maybe a little bit wider on your mat. A breath in, first you're lengthening through the spine. As you breathe out, drop down and take a twist over and gaze over the left shoulder. Inhale, push yourself up. You'll feel that stretch in the right glute this time. As you exhale over the right shoulder as you come down. Inhale to push yourself up again. This time out of back bend, waist goes back as the gaze goes up. And as you exhale, this time coming all the way down. Resting your head on something. And then bringing stillness into the pose. I'll cue the supine version for those taking that. It's right ankle over left knee, hugging the left thigh or calf, and making sure you're pushing out through both soles of the feet if you're taking this version. Whichever version you're taking, soften the body into the pose. Lengthen perhaps your breath cycle. Try not to let those shoulders creep up towards the ears. Feel the stretch down the other side as the hip opens up here. You're breathing in and you're breathing out. Sometimes it's our thoughts that are our greatest enemy. Sometimes we have to stop thinking so much and perhaps let our heart be our compass and just allow to take it where it leads us. Trust in the timing of your life. Take a few more breaths here. One more inhale. and an exhale. And gently starting to walk the hands back up if you're in forward folding version. Using your hands to support you as you come onto the ball of that back foot, lifting the leg up, pushing out through the sole of the foot. The right knee comes up to meet. You either drop down onto all fours or extend the right leg all the way back up and come into downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. If you're on your back, meet us either in downward facing dog or all fours. You're inhaling and you're exhaling. Regulate the breath if you need to. Good. One more breath. And then because you're in your own home, so you're going to have a little bit of a play. So we're going to come into a seated posture from here. I'll demonstrate. So really getting really springy in the knees as though you're about to lift off. Turn and gaze at the front of the mat. Just have a bit of a laugh. And as you get springy, we're going to jump across the legs and end up seated. So let me show you. Take a breath in and let the breath go. Take a gaze at the top of the mat. Take a little jump across your legs and sit down. Good. Or just come and sit down. Remember, here with Jane, everything I offer is simply just an offering. So let's get seated, get comfortable, whether that's cross-legged or legs out in front. Let's start to slow the practice down. So shut the eyes down for a moment. Just feel the breath enter and feel the breath leave. You can do this whole flow with the eyes shut and just let sensation be your guide. You don't really need to see me. So we're tipping the head over to the right, feeling the stretch down the left side of the neck. If that's enough for you, you can stay there. Otherwise, bring the right arm over. Place it on top of the left side of the head and gently pull it over to the right. Taking it as deep as you want to feel the stretch. Those of you wanting to take it a little bit deeper, the left fingertips creep to the left side of the mat and you feel a pull just at that shoulder area here. If that's too intense, just keep the hand by your side. Take a breath in, let the breath go. And then gently creep the left fingers back. Use your right fingertips to bring the head back to neutral. Place the hands over the knees or over the thighs. Take a gentle rock to the side, so you're leaning over to either one side, it doesn't matter which. Bringing the body forward, so grounding with the sit bones, tipping over to the other side, and then coming back. And then take one more rotation all the way around. And then bringing the body back to neutral. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, the head tips over to the left. Feel the stretch down the right side. Decide if you want to take it deeper by bringing the left palm over to the right side of the head and just gently applying pressure there. Inhaling and exhaling. Start to creep the right fingertips out if you want to go a little bit deeper. Otherwise, just keep the hand down by your side. Another breath in. Let the breath go. The right fingertips start to creep back. Use the left fingertips to push the head back to neutral. And then whichever way you took the circle, just start to flip it in the other direction. So just taking 2 rotations. Keeping the gaze down on the floor so the mind's not distracted. Just noticing how the body feels, lengthening the breath now. You're inhaling and you're exhaling. And then bringing the body back to neutral when you're ready, bringing the knees up, lowering yourself all the way down onto your mat. Once the spine's landed and the shoulders have landed, bring those knees in for a squeeze, a gentle rock from side to side. Put the two big toes together, so the knees are together, the two big toes together. Wrap your arms around the legs and really push them into your chest and push out through the soles of the feet. Those of you wanting a little core here, lift the head up as you keep pushing the legs towards you. Soften the neck, holding it for 3, 2, 1. The head drops back down. Drop the feet down and come into your inversion. So whether that just be like this, whether you want a bit of height by placing a block or using your hands to support you and breathe. Or come into shoulder stand or legs up the wall, if that's nourishing for you and you have a wall or a couch near you. So make your way into your inversion and then just let's stay here for a few rounds of breath. As best as you can, just trying to lengthen your breath cycle here. Again, trying not to let your mind drift to the next part of your evening. Because your path might be different to those around you, doesn't necessarily mean that you're lost. Sometimes we have a clear vision of exactly where we want to be, but there are times when we can't see how we'll ever get there. All we have to see is that next step. We don't have to see the whole path. Taking a few more rounds of breath here. Letting the body soften into your inversion. When you're ready to come out without rushing, start to make your way out of your inversion. We'll all meet with the knees squeezing into our chest and the spine and the shoulders on the mat. Perhaps making a few circles one way and then the other way. Bring the arms out to the side, shoulders on the mat, palms facing down. Take a breath in. Use your own body resistance in your core to bring the knees into your chest. As you exhale, drop the knees to one side, so pushing them in a twist to one side, and turn the gaze to the opposite side. Take a breath in, let the breath go. On the inhale, bring the knees back into your chest, using your core muscles. On the exhale, floating them over to the other side as the chin turns to the opposite side. Holding it for a breath in, let the breath go. Again, using your core to bring the knees back in, this time lengthening the legs all the way down onto the mat. Bringing the arms over the head. Take a deep inhale as you stretch the whole body from the fingertips to the toes. A big letting go sigh out as you soften the body. Taking one more stretch here, inhaling to take the stretch. Exhaling, soften the body completely. And come into your final resting pose of Shavasana. Making yourself comfortable, dimming the lights if you need to dim the light.
Connected to Rashi's phone.
And just allow your body to soften. I'll cue you when it's time to come out.
west wind moves among the fields of barley, you can tell the sun in his jealous sky when we walked in fields of gold. So she took her love for to gaze a while among the fields of barley. In his arms she fell as her hair came down among the fields of gold. Will you stay with me? Will you be my love among the fields of barley? And you can tell the sun in his jealous sky when we walked in fields of gold. I never made promises lightly, and there have been some that I've broken, but I swear in the days still left, we'll walk in fields of gold. We'll walk in fields of gold. Some that I've broken, but I swear in the days still left, we'll walk in fields of gold. We'll walk in fields of gold. Ooh. Since those summer days among the...
As you're lying on your mat, coming into your own curiosity, exploring your own heart. Perhaps there are times in the last few weeks you felt lost, unsure, not knowing which direction that you're taking. Perhaps even recalling a time when you felt like that. When you feel lost, remember this. There are still over 7 billion people in the world for you to meet. There are nearly 200 beautiful countries for you to explore. There are so many exciting foods for you to try. There are still so many beautiful adventures to be had. So simply allow your mind and your heart to hold on, because there's so many wonderful things coming your way. As you take your next inhale and exhale, decide if you want to finish as you are. If you do, just simply stay there. If you want to make the transition over to one side in a little fetal posture, then make your way there now. Remembering to do what's right for your body. So we take a pause in whichever posture that you've taken. Pause and remember this. Everyone gets discouraged and feels lost at times. Try not to worry. Life does get better. A new way is being made for you. The plans are there not to cause you harm, but for you to prosper. So keep moving forward, even if it's only baby steps. one step at a time. If you're coming into a seated posture, just mindfully make your way there now. If you're lying on your mat, just stay where you are. Keeping the eye gaze within you. Your focus is still on yourself. And either placing your hands over your heart if you're lying down or bringing them to your heart space if you're seated. Let's take a collective breath together. A deep inhale in through the nose. A big letting go sigh out the mouth. And there's all been a time in our lives when we've lost hope, we felt lost. And perhaps those times we've just needed someone perhaps to put their arms around us and say, I've got you and I won't let you face this alone. Know that you'll be fine. Feeling unsure and lost is simply part of your path. It's part of your journey. So don't avoid it. See what those feelings are showing you and then use them. Take a deep breath. Know that you'll be okay, even if in this very moment it doesn't feel okay. Namaste.
We hope you've enjoyed another Stretch and Flow with Rashi, the full body stretch, a great way to start your day. Please make a comment, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more great stretch and flows. Talk to you soon. Have a great day.